OCBC shelling out big bucks, Peter, $5 billion to buy Wing Hang Bank here in Hong Kong, one of the last remaining independent banks. That's a lot of money. Is it all about exposure to China?
That really seems to be the kind of the justification for the deal, is trying to get exposure to China and a foothold in Hong Kong. But we think it's a big price. I mean, basically, if you look at the way that this bank is being valued, OCBC is paying about 2 times of Wing Hang's book value at the end of last year for this deal. Now, and that's a big price for a bank at any time. Wing Hang isn't really that profitable. Wing Hang makes a return on equity of about 10%. And all of this is taking place at a time when really the kind of the conditions for Hong Kong banks are probably about as good as they've ever been. And we've seen a number of the smaller independent banks sell out at this time.
A good spot for independent banks in Hong Kong. But let's think about where China's headed right now, and buying a bank to get exposure to China at a time when debt stresses are actually rising on the mainland.
Yeah, so OCBC is talking very much about the sort of long-term potential for China, access to trade finance from the mainland, access to the growth of the RMB as a currency and funding and deposits in RMB. Those projections and those considerations are valid, but the timing is still quite interesting. I mean, basically, you've got a debt wobbles going on in China, so you potentially got, there's been a lot of lending going into China, which is now beginning to come home to roost. Nobody really quite knows how that's going to play out. And at the same time, of course, you've had a lot of this funding, cheap funding coming in from the US as a result of quantitative easing, which has helped pump up banks in both Hong Kong and Singapore. So there is a risk that this looks like a bit of a sort of top-of-the-market deal for OCBC.
OCBC shelling out big money to buy a bank in Hong Kong. Long-term exposure to China must be one of the main reasons.